Do you want to grow as a grower? Are you tired of being put to sleep by your educational growcasts? Are you tired of hearing about products you don't fucking want and can't afford? Are you tired of being told how you should grow? Hi, I'm Johnny Apple, and joining me is everyone's favorite amphibian, the Reverend Pirate Frog. Join us as we sift through the bullshit on the internet and try to get better as growers. This is Your Average Grow.
Hey, dude.
Hey, man, what's up?
I had my heterosexual life partner go through the reviews, and she picked one that she promised me would be positive so that I could stop looking like an idiot. So here we go. I am really loving Johnny so far. His co-host could go. He's more give or take. Okay, Big Red Weed, thank you. I mean, I guess that's the most positive one we've gotten.
We're going to have to explain which man your life partner was with last night.
Well, if you can make that trip in that short of a time, I applaud you.
Flash!
Oh, I hate this. One of these days I'll get a good review. Anywho.
So why don't you tell us about your garden?
Well, it's getting very exciting on my side of things. In my 2x3 tent, which I think we should just call the Alebrije tent for the foreseeable future. I need a cool nickname, so someone come nickname my cool Alebrije tent. All two of you listeners. Right now, my tangy Tibaguana is on day 37. She's just forming all her bud sites and getting that soon to fill out look. She just drank her last reservoir, so today I'm going to fill her with some goodies up top and bottom water. Hopefully in my other tent, I have my Queen's Banner and Marley's Grin by Night Owl and Mephisto Genetics, respectively. Hopefully they hurry up and drink, because I really wish they'd get on closer drinking schedules, because it makes sprouted seed tea very difficult.
So
but
when
they're
your
good.
Earth boxes, all three of those, correct?
Yes.
So, and none of them are on the same drinking schedule? Who's drinking the most? Still the Marleys?
No. So right now it goes Tangy, then Queens, or no, Tangy, and then it was Marley and Queens. But now Queen finally caught up and is out drinking Marley's, which is still funny because Marley's is looking a lot better, but it's still a stunt. So it's interesting.
It is. I mean,
Well, she's so little, and I was so excited, like I said, because she's, her parents are Mango Smile and Super Orange Haze Kush, Suruk. So I was expecting a monster, but as everyone tells me, I'm too hard on her.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still just blown away by the fact that she drank first. She went through the first reservoir first.
Oh, I know it. And it's not too far behind the Queens now. But yeah, she was a thirsty girl.
So which one is farthest along in flower?
Well, they're all around the same time, right? So I'm calling it day 37, I think, or 38. I can't.
They all sprouted the same time?
Within a day or two. The Marley's obviously sprouted with its helmet. And I had to perform surgery, which is why I think she's a runt, or a stunted rather, or runt, who knows. But yeah, they're all close enough, but I think Tangy is that was a long-winded way to say Tangy. I'm sorry.
We forgive you this time. This time only.
This time. I just hate talking about myself so much. Sorry.
It's okay. We'll drag it all out of you because everybody wants to hear about your gardens too, not just my loudmouth.
Yeah, no, the thing that sucks the most, like I was saying, with them all drinking on different schedules, is when you get a sprouted seed tea, when you go to sprout all the seeds, and you're already sprouting different seeds on different time frames, and so it's just kind of hectic to get it all. So you got to break it down into 3 individual. It's fun. It's the fun of organics, man, and doing it yourself.
Oh, for sure. When everything's not just being force fed, you're actually giving the plant what it wants, and
Exactly. And
it's
luckily
super
with
cool.
top dressing, and that's what I think the earth box is perfect for, is because once I get the water down it and they can drink on their own time, it's just so much easier for me. Instead of having to every watering, I was adding a lot of my supplemental stuff then, like aloe and coconut water and stuff like that. So it's kind of nice to be able to have a bottom water, and then when you get the opportunity to do it all on top, water it in a little bit, you know, makes it easier.
And you haven't done anything other than bottom water since your last tea. That was how long ago now?
That was 10 days ago.
So
Exactly.
day 27,
Yep.
28.
Yep. I
Cool.
have them all on timers on my phone. So I know when the last time it was given, or when Tangy drank and was given water versus all that stuff.
And what day did you top dress everything? So you top dressed at what, like day 14, 15?
So that was 10 days. I'll look at it right now. But my last
And
top dress was 15 days ago.
so you 2 weeks ago you top dressed and then gave it a worm casting tea. 5 days
Yeah.
later, I
Yes.
got you. Okay, I'm just trying to envision your timeline here. What
Yeah,
kind of
well,
timeline
because
you're on?
I wanted to do it earlier or closer in the time frame, right? But they hadn't all drank their water. And since I want them all to dry back, I didn't want to just do it. I already got myself into some trouble with my Marleys by giving it the same top dress as the other two because I couldn't be bothered to be separate about it. So I was trying to be better about with my teas, trying to get them all to where they were dry so that I could hit them with the tea at the same time. So I was able to top dress them all on one day and then able to basically get them all with close enough time frame to make it work.
No, why did you decide to go tea instead of something like just like a microbe product?
Well, there's plenty of micro products that I do use. They also get labs in it, all their watering, and but the reason I do tea is because the plants love it. Why wouldn't
Okay,
I
so
do a
you didn't
tea?
do it just. Oh, I was just wondering. Instead, like for time frame purposes, sometimes
Well,
that's what I'll do.
it hadn't received a tea yet, so I gave it a tea. I like to always do one good tea in like stretch, and then hit him like in veg, and then hit him in the stretch, and then I don't generally do teas and flour.
Cool. Now, have you changed? Did you change any of your environmental parameters yet? Either.
Nope.
So you've been at pretty much 85, 65 the entire time.
Nope. Though 80, I haven't been at 85, dude.
I thought you kept your temps warmer. I thought you were saying you
I do
kept your
keep my
temps
temps.
warmer out of.
I keep my temps warmer out of necessity, but
Right.
85 is killer. My temps never go above 82.
Okay.
I like Mac and I think Kotz and you. We're all chasing the VPD dragon, right? Or do you
Right.
not? You chase the VPD dragon, yeah.
Yeah, but I adjust. I don't like put it at one setting and leave it throughout. I mean, I crank up my humidity early on and then back it down
Well, I
as
never
I
said
can.
I never do that either.
You don't back it down. Oh, you do crank it up.
In when I've got seedlings, yeah,
Well, that's
I
what I
had
meant. When did you start bringing it down? That's what my original question was. When did you start backing your humidity parameters down?
oh from seedling
Your
to
environment.
veg,
Yeah, yeah. Yep. I'm sorry.
yeah. I got it when it turns what like 4 or 5 days old. I'll generally start bringing it down slowly, and then once it's an established in veg, it's at I think like what 60. My humidity right now is at 67.
Okay, so you're 82, 67 from about 2 weeks. You figure?
Yeah, and then once I get into, well, I mean, like I said, I chase the VPD dragon. So I always try and fit in that range, and I'll switch later flower to try and bring down that humidity, so I can bring down the humidity when it's in late flower. The biggest issue is I'm always at like 82 is about where my tents stay at. If I'm running the AC in my house, I'll have the door open, kicking it into where my grow room is, and that'll kick it down to where it'll be like 79 in my tents. But normally they get up to 82, and so I always have to match my humidity high with 82.
Okay.
It's just
So
the
you're
nature
like
of it's the
relatively
nature of
constant 82 then.
yeah, it's the nature of growing in the desert. I mean, technically, Southern California is a desert, right? I just happen to live in a desert next to the ocean.
Do you get added humidity from that then?
Yeah, but it comes in swings, right?
Okay.
So we get a huge marine layer in the morning, and then at night, whenever the land cools off, you get the marine layer coming in, and so that'll increase humidity. But it's generally the humidity is not that high because it
Very
is
cool.
still a desert. Like it's almost always 75 degrees outside, 80 degrees and pleasant. That's
Yeah,
why
that's
it costs so much to live here, dude.
I bet. It's like lit paradise, right? I mean, that's why the governor of Florida said it at one point. Like, that's the cost of living in paradise. You get your fucking house wrecked by a hurricane. Well,
Yeah, but if you lived in Florida, that ain't paradise, dude. There's better places.
poor Florida.
I'm saying that as a California too, dude. You ever seen some of these Caribbean islands? No, that's
Oh, yeah,
paradise.
for sure.
But to each their own. More importantly, and so I can finally stop talking about myself, please tell me about your garden, my friend.
So there's been quite a bit going on over at my house since we've updated officially. I did find out officially that the clover I put down, the timing on it was poorly made. I shouldn't have done it when I did, and I should have terminated it long before putting my seedlings in.
Mm-hmm.
So they outcompeted the root mass of the clover, which had gotten started ahead of time. I confirmed that, so I ripped all the clover out of my 3x3 tent.
Must have been
That
fun.
It was pretty fun, and it
Yeah,
all went into the worm bin, so it's phenomenal.
perfect.
I went down in there earlier and checked on them, and there was worms crawling through all the root mass and everything. It was beautiful, man, a beautiful sight to see. So I was going to rip out the four tangies in there that had triggered on account of that early. I mean, the way it looked, the plants look, it looks like they were just big enough to get to where they were going to be sexual maturity. They stayed these small things the whole time, and then when they were old enough, they just flowered. They stretched for 2 weeks, and they're these tiny little things with maybe four branches coming off the bottom. So I wanted to rip them, but it was like, you know what? Let me not. So I pulled all the clover and I put fresh straw down, and I left them to be for a few days, and they looked okay. I lowered the lights down, and I hemmed and hawed on pulling them out, and I ultimately decided on not pulling them out.
Oh, I think
Now,
that's good.
what I did, and I'm going to send you a picture as we're on the phone or on the recording right here. I bent them over
Why?
all to the sides so that I can get light to where these are, to where the bottoms are, to get as much light to these things as possible, to give them the best chance that I can get. Now, I also planted four more autoflowers beside them. Instead of ripping them out and starting over, I said, I'm going to give these the best chance they get. So I bent them over a little bit and got the light to them and started four more seeds in that same bed. It's like, I've got the soil, I've got the light, it's running. Why not do that?
So you're gonna leave those four. I haven't gotten the picture yet, of course.
Yeah, it's
Um,
coming slowly.
that's what she said. Um, I hate myself for making that joke. Anywho, so you've got those 4 in those places that were basically that got root bound, right? Ran into interference of other roots and realized that's as big as the pot I'm getting and started growing.
Yeah,
And then
it basically thought it was in a solo cup.
yeah,
You know,
and
because
so
that's the amount of space I left out without putting clover down in both my earth box and that 3x3. So it basically thought it had like a solo cup's worth of soil before the impeding roots from the clover.
yeah, and I remember that picture of clover roots I sent you. I mean, those are some impressive root systems for a plant.
And what really made me lead to these results were when I transplanted that Top Gun into the earth box that I pulled the other tangy out of. It did the same thing. It like triggered immediately. No more growth.
Yeah,
So
you just were
it
too
like,
late.
yeah, and it was like, dude, the roots were already bound, so it only had the little bit of area I put in it. So it said it only had that solo cup as well. So
That is why I try to avoid transplanting autos if at all possible.
and so I didn't in the 3x3. So it wasn't a transplant
Well, no, but you
necessarily, because
created a
even if
solo
I had
cup.
triggered, I would have expected to see more growth. Like this thing, like I don't know, it never like no more branch. It had no more veg. It went into flower immediately.
Yeah, I think
I mean, just
I
as
think
if
you're
the other
giving
ones did.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you just basically, like you said, created a solo cup environment for them to grow in. However, I wanted to get back to, so you've got those four stunted autoflowers in their position, and if I'm remembering it correctly, okay, and then you said you planted how many more plants in that bed?
4 more. I started 4 more autoflowers in that
Okay,
same bed.
can you describe where to me, please?
So I have quadrants. Basically, I have 4 plants. The ones that are the F ones are in each corner. I bent them over to the corner posts towards the corner, and then in between them, in between each of them, I have 4 more seeds. So I have basically 3 all along the outside, 3x3x3x3x3 by outside, but there's only 8 if you can.
Why? Why didn't you move some inside?
Because I can bend them to the inside. I don't know.
The
It just looked like good placement.
Okay.
It was just
I
easier to tie those towards the posts and then put these in between them. You'll see the picture. You'll kind of
Yeah,
understand.
yeah. I guess I'm lost to. I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to do. I got the picture. Hold on. Sorry, I hit the microphone.
I'm just trying to create space
Okay,
for more
okay.
plants.
Yes, okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Because it's such a bed of soil. It's like, why not, man?
Okay, that makes sense. I thought I was envisioning something else, and I was very angry at you. I was like, "We're gonna have to stop recording while I yell at you for a second." No, that's fine. That's okay. I thought you did something else.
No, describe. I'm curious. No, we can't go any further. I'm curious
No,
what
no,
you
no.
thought.
No, we'll talk about the idea of big bed planting in another episode. But yeah, that's going to be really sweet. And what did you plant?
So I went through and I decided to just direct sow. Like I just wanted to try it. So I went through. I had some nuke heads. I planted 2 chem dogs. My first grow, my first autoflowers, I had planted 1 chem dog, 1 purple haze, and 2 Northern Lights autos. And the chem dog was phenomenal, but it was screwed up by me. I Johnny'd that plant too, believe it or not. So I had
would never
it was a
believe that.
3-pack. I had 2 left, and I was like, screw it, let's plant those. Let's see what I can do with those now. And then I had a New York Diesel from Expert Seeds as a freebie that I planted that, and then the other one was a Moby Dick auto from Nuke Heads. It was another freebie.
The one thing that I can say that these tangy tibaguanas are actually really healthy and gorgeous, but I totally dig this, and I think that's such a perfect way because, I mean, it's a big bed, but without those plants, you'd have nothing going on. So, and at the very end, might as well try it, right?
Yeah, because I mean,
I'd be upset if you were
I'd
using like
lose.
really good genetics and like really nice seeds. I'd be like, dude, I'll trade you.
No, that's exactly right. It was like, let's just throw these in here, basically freebies that I had left that I really had no intention on growing anytime soon, if ever. But they were in the collection, and it was like, dude, I've got this big bed. The lights are on. I would lose it. Would at 33 days now probably. I would lose 33 days of growth on those. So I might as well just let them grow and finish off while I start something new that potentially has the chance to grow or not.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. I think like that's why I didn't originally cull the Marley. I think you should always let it rock. And that's awesome. And we have so much more of your garden that we have to talk to about.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm getting ready to move on to
But
the.
I got to move on. Yeah.
So in the 2x4, I did have to raise that Top Gun and the earth box up. I raised it up because it was done flowering, and I looked at the Tangy and I said, you're probably done too. I raised it up just as high. She did not like that. I had to bring it down quite a bit and put it back down on the ground. Give her some water, turn the lights down, let her figure it back out. But she was getting too much light. She didn't like that day. Luckily, it wasn't a full day. I wanted to see was she done, but I think she's still got some stretch left in her.
Yeah, she's beautiful and she looks like she's missing a head.
She is, and she has done a really fantastic job of giving herself an even canopy, which
Oh,
is
it's already
exactly what I was
beautiful.
trying was what I was trying to achieve. It's just get an even canopy on that, and I did it simply by topping. I did have to do a little LST, so I bent some branches down and held them down for I think it was like 4 days, 4 or 5 days, so that those other branches had a chance to get to the light, and it seems to just be this pretty even canopy.
Oh, I mean, it is a gorgeous looking plant, and you've achieved exactly what you wanted to.
Yeah, and originally I wasn't gonna. I was just gonna let her go, but then I was seeing other people who were ahead of me and the stretch she was gonna get, and I said, let's see what I can do. Get an even canopy in this little 2 gallon pot. So,
Yeah, it's awesome. It's
yep.
it's definitely a looker.
I got a new light for my mom tent, my seedling tent. I got the new
That's right.
Migro Seedling XL. It was only $100, and I'd been looking for something more fit, more suitable to seedling out and to mom out inside this 4 foot high tent.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a cool looking light too.
It's beautiful, man. The light, the quality of it is so nice, and the light that it puts off is it's different than any of the other LEDs I've seen before.
It's awesome.
So I did some rearranging. I rearranged that mom tent like my mom plays with her dollhouse. It's crazy. So I rearranged. I got the humidifier put in there. I finally took it out of my other 4x4, put the humidifier in there, got a little hurricane fan in there, the clip-on fan just hanging, just moving a little bit of air in there, and finally got that thing, I think, set up the way I had intended it to be originally. The skunks are looking fantastic. I essentially top dressed them. I didn't take out enough cocoa, and I was feeling lazy that day, so I didn't fill up the cups that I started them in.
Hmm.
So when we mixed up some fresh soil this weekend, I just took some fresh stuff of that and top dressed on top of the solo cups with that.
Nice.
Yep. The Headstrongs down in the basement, that tent is yet to come up, and they are looking phenomenal. The leaves on that are so dark they look black.
That picture that you posted today was stunning.
It's incredible how black they. I mean, the pictures. It's hard to make the picture look like what I'm seeing in person. How black these are. It's incredible when you open that tent.
Yeah, it's almost as black as your soul.
I got one more tent I haven't told you about.
Oh my God, keep going.
Well, I had one more tent I didn't tell you about. My clone tent got taken over.
Oh no.
Yep, Mrs. Apple has decided she's growing an autoflower,
Excellent.
and we've started it.
What'd she choose?
She chose the mystery mezcala from Alebrije, and we are doing it in an earth box. And we've made the soil. I've got a 70-30 cocoa mix. I've got I added perlite to that, and I used lobster compost,
Nice.
craft blend, and lobster compost. I think is pretty much it. And then the added perlite, the cocoa, mixed it all together. We've got it all set up. I installed the fan today, and actually motivated me. Got both my 2x4s exhausted
saw
into the attic
that.
now. It's
So fancy. It looks like you got yourself a full operation going, dude.
Yep. And we soaked her seed, the mystery seed, for 24 hours, and then sowed it right into the soil. And we're sitting here waiting patiently now.
I can't wait. I'm so excited for her to kill it.
She's getting really excited too. We've got the lights off during the day. We didn't get up today early enough for her to check on it, so the lights were off, and she had to go to work before getting to check today. So
Oh, bummer.
she's really antsy, when you plant your first seed. So.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, I'm that way with every seed. It's annoying, and it's something I wish I could change, but it's still like a kid at Christmas, dude.
Right on. But
It's fun.
speaking of days and anticipating, it's Sunday. Why don't you hit us with that sermon?
I have a pretty simple one. I say that a lot because it's like ingrained in me now. It's terrible. But when it comes to growing your own medicine, there is no wrong way. If you want to grow with salts or organic or deep water culture or in cocoa, there is no wrong way to get the medicine to your jar. So don't let anybody you've never met or even someone you've met tell you that you're doing it wrong unless you keep killing your plants. The only thing you need to worry about is keeping the plant alive till you can kill it. So don't stress, dudes.
Yeah, man, that's right on. You know how many different things I was listening to starting off that it was just like, you just got to listen to the plant.
It's something that Kotz said in the circle. It's intuitive, right? Just try and do it the best way that you can. If you want to grow organic, try it. If you want to grow with salts because you like monster plants, do it, man. There's no wrong way. Just make sure that you're growing medicine. Oh, and also don't be a dick. Mind your own business and go with frog.
I love it. That's a perfect way to end the episode. Thanks, everybody,
Excellent.
for listening this far.
Thank you, my friends. Have a great day.
Peace.